Hi, I welcome you all for this video. Today we are going to discuss about connecting devices. We know all computers or some computers are connected to form a network. Networks are connected to form a internetwork. Internet is an interconnection of so many LANs, WANs, metropolitan area networks, or maybe local area network, personal area network, body area network. All get together to form an internet network. So for all these connections, we need a connecting devices. The connecting devices are passive ops, those working below the physical layer, active ops or repeaters that works at the physical layer, bridges that works at the physical layer and data link layer. This is going to call as a two-layer switch. Routers work at three layers: physical layer, data link layer, and network layer. Then gateways works at all the layers of the TCP/IP layer. Okay, we'll see individual. So it is the diagram with respect to the layers. So as I told that passive ops just below the physical layer is all the connection points. All computers are connected together in an Ethernet LAN. That point you are going to call as a passive op. So and also this point is also called as a collision point also. So at physical layer, repeater or hub. Okay, repeater is a regenerator which is not an amplifier. Okay, don't have any decision making capacity, which connects the segments of a LAN. So two LANs it's going to connect it. So whenever the messages or frames we called, the frames are coming from the one LAN to the another LAN, just is forwarded without taking any decision capability. So that we are going to call as a repeater. What happens here, the signal traveling with the distance is keep on attenuating, right? So everybody knows that. So the amplitude of the signal keep on decreasing with its distance it's traveling. So after some distances we need to be place a repeaters. Okay, depending upon the which type of communicating cables we used, either copper, coaxial, optical fiber. So twisted pair cable, depending upon the distance matters. After up to the distance we need to be place a repeater. So repeater is not an amplifier, it's a regenerator. It's reshaped the shape of a signal. Okay, so bridge is a two-layer switch which is having a capability of making decision that particular frames coming from the particular LAN, either to drop the packet or frame or to forward it, depending upon the port addresses of the computer which is connected to the which of the LAN. Okay, so then router is a three-layer switch. So router which used to connect the different networks to form a bigger network. Okay, so gateways works with all the layers of a TCP/IP. Usually gateways are the computers. We'll see individually now. So repeater which connects the segments of a LAN, two segments, otherwise it connects the two LANs. We'll see segment 1, LAN segment 1 connected to the LAN segment 2. So like this to the repeater. Repeater just forwarded whatever the message from segment 1 to the segment 2 and segment 2 to the segment 1 without taking any decisions. Okay, so this is the working of a repeater. Next we'll see that. So what actually the repeater connects the segments of a LAN, otherwise it connects the two LANs. Repeaters forwards every frame. It has no filtering capability. Filtering capability is nothing but at the point of the repeater, ever taking a decision to forward or to drop. That's a filtering capability. So that repeater is not having a filtering capability, bridge is having a filtering capability. Now come to that, repeater is a regenerator. Regenerator means it's going to reshaping the attenuated signal, but it's not an amplifier. Usually all of you come to that, when you come to the word repeater, it's an amplifier. It's generally we know that it's not an amplifier, it's a regenerator. It's going to reshape the signal which is going to attenuate it. Okay, so here we can easily understand that in the first picture, the data is traveling from right to left. Okay, so this is the original signal actually having the shape, so like pulses like that. What happens, with respect to the distance when it is moved, it loses its shape. That we are going to call as an attenuation. Okay, so that what is the noise in the particular channel that attenuates the signal when it is traveling to the distance, then it loses its shape like this. Then we need to place a repeater there. Then you are going to reshaping the signal like this. Okay, that distance matters that depending upon the cable, or it may be 1 kilometer or 500 meter or something else like that. We need to be place the repeater making reshaping of a signal. The second figure says that the signal is traveling from left to right. When traveling with the distance it attenuates, then the repeater makes a reshaping of the signal. It's the working of a repeater. Next we'll see hierarchy of an ops. Okay, hierarchy of an ops is nothing but the first ops is connected in which all the computers, means some computers connected to the common point to form a network. It's an one LAN 1, just we are going to call as an LAN 1. Okay, similarly, so that some of the computers are interconnected to form a LAN 2. Okay, so I want to form an internet. I want to form an internet, such a LAN, so many LANs have to be interconnected, or they are again connected to the hub again, the common central point, they are going to connect it. This hierarchy forms like that bigger network. You keep on forming so that all the networks are connected, interconnected like that, interconnected, then it form a bigger network, that we are going to call as an internet. Okay, so bridge as a table used in the filtering decisions. Okay, every bridge is having a routing table. Okay, the routing table give a reference to the every frame that referred the bridge table either to draw or forward. Okay, that table is a dynamic table. Okay, so initially it will be empty. When a transaction is going, by the every computer, it keep on updated. Okay, next we'll see that what actually the bridge will works. Now come to here. So the bridge table is there. Here the picture is going to tell you there are two LANs is there. LAN 1, which is having a 2 computer with an address. Last address I am going to tell you, 41. It's an Ethernet address, 48-bit, 12 hexadecimal digit, 2 digits separated with a colon. We know the Ethernet address of the Ethernet address format. Okay, LAN 2 is having another 2 computers. Okay, maybe many more computers. Is for a sake of example, we take a 2 computers with address. Last address I am going to tell you 12 and 13 are present in the LAN 2. 41, 42 last address present in the LAN 1. Okay, LAN 1 connected to the port 1 of a bridge. So LAN 2 connected to the port 2 of a bridge. So we'll see computer 41 and 42. So the port address is 1. Similarly, 12 and 13 of a computer address is connected to the port 2. So now the computer 41 has to communicate it with the 42. Both are belongs to the same LAN. Then no need to go to the bridge. When come to the particular frame to the bridge, what happens? It is coming from port 1. It has to go to the port 1. What it is the meaning this? The communication is already over inside that. No need to forward this. Then drop it. If it is forwarded such a message, what will be happen? Unwanted traffic is created at the network. Now similarly, the 41 computer, this one has to be communicated with a 13 last address of a computer. Means 41, so that particular against the port 1 is there, address, then 13 against port 2 is there, then the address will be deferred. Now the bridge will be forwarded this message. It meaning that the message of a computer 41 which belongs to the LAN 1, it looking to communicate with the LAN 2 computer which address 13, then it going to be forwarded. This is the decision making capacity we are going to call that. Okay, so that mechanism done by the bridge. The bridge is maintained the first initially the bridging table. The bridging table here is going to update it dynamically. We'll see 4 computers, 2 computers belong to the LAN 1, another 2 computers belong to the LAN 2. LAN 1 is connected through the port 1, LAN 2 connected through the port 2. Which are the computers are there in the LAN 2? Again, as we can put 2 port address is 2. Which are the computer is connected to the LAN 1? Again, as we are going to put the port address of 1. So it is a bridge table. It dynamically maintains so that particular updated dynamically. Every frame coming to the bridge, it refers the table and taken as the decision making capacity to forward or drop. So bridge does not change the physical address or MAC address in a frame. As you know, every frame contains a source and destination MAC addresses along with the IP addresses. Okay, either seems to local communication or seems to be global communication depending upon the situation. If you have global communication, the frames are carrying the IP addresses are to and from, MAC addresses are to and from. Assumes to be local communication that only having the MAC addresses of to and from. Bridge does not change the physical address or media access control addresses in a frame. It going to either forward or drop it. So how dynamically update the bridge? It shows that the bridge is initially bridge table at the every bridge point is initially it is empty. Initially it is empty. So how it will be updated, we'll see. So here after A sends a frame to D. Okay, so the first time A is going to send a frame to the D, then A is going to put a port 1 against A when it is communicated through D. Similarly, that second time the bridge table is updated after E sends the frame to A. E will be get connected to the port 3, then against it going to put a port 3 address. Similarly, after that particular B sends a frame to C, then against to the B which is connected to the which port, that port will be updated. Now keep on updating that. Why it is dynamically? Because that today the A is there, tomorrow it will be deactivated. Okay, suppose if it is deactivated, then we want to be eliminated from the list. If it is static until the man intervention, that is as it is. Here no much more man intervention. So that's what dynamically it will be updated, dynamically it will be created. So like a bridge table will be created and updated. Next we'll see the important, the major problem in a bridge is a looping problem. Okay, how looping problem is created, what will be the solution for a looping problem, we'll see that. Here we can consider, so there are two LANs which is connected through two bridges. Okay, now come to the first picture. Here we can concentrate in this picture. So two LANs is the LAN 1 and LAN 2. LAN 1 and LAN 2 connected to the two bridges, bridge 1 and bridge 2. What is the function of a bridge? The function of a bridge is forward or drop the packet depending upon the source and destination physical addresses. Okay, if physical addresses differed, it means that those belongs to the computer's addresses belong to the two LANs. Then it will forwarded. Now A looking to communicated with the D. Okay, so we'll see the message format here. A is communicated with D. It's having a MAC addresses of A, MAC address of D, and with message. So the message or frame comes to the bridge 1. What happens here? That A and D is differed, which is connected to the different LANs. Now it's going to forwarded. So the forwarded message is here. Again, this we will see in the second picture. Similarly, bridge 2 doing the same thing. Suppose doing the same thing, the same message will be appeared at the LAN 2 as a twice. What happens, So once your message is propagated through the system, it keep on broadcasting, keep on propagating all the way where is the channel is available. So as the particular message is generated here, it will be moving in this way. Okay, in this way it will be moved. When you come to the B will check the address of itself. It will not match. It will be ignored. Okay, when go to the bridge function is to forward or drop. Both the bridges are forwarded. If both the bridges are forwarded, same copy of the message is appeared twice in the LAN 2. Okay, so we'll see, observe carefully in the picture 2. Now come to the picture 3. This message, what is the second message is there appeared in this here, that will forwarded through this bridge to the LAN 1. Okay, so this message, so what is the message? Is going to these two messages treated as a different messages. That is come to the bridge 2, it will also propagated. It will also forwarded. Now what happens that two copies of the same message will be appeared in the LAN 1 again. It keep on repeated. The copies, multiple copies of the particular frame is in the particular LANs. It keep on rotating. So if unwantedly the messages keep on rotating, it creates a traffic. Okay, so we are looking to communicate very instantly in a very fast manner. Is unwanted messages created by the number of users, what will be happen? It creates a huge traffic and delay in the traffic, latency will be created. That's what we want to be avoided, the looping problem which will be created in the bridges. So for the solution is, for the bridge problem, spanning tree is the solution. Okay, the spanning tree is nothing but all the nodes are get connected. The spanning tree is nothing but it's a special kind of tree. All the nodes are get connected. There is no closed loop. Okay, there is no closed loop at all. So if it is closed loop, then only the forming a looping problem will be created. If not, there is no looping problem will be arise. Now we'll come to that. Different LANs are get connected through bridges. So LAN 1, LAN 3, LAN 2, LAN 4. There are 4 LANs is there that we represented as a network. So with the corresponding nodes and also represented with the cost matrix. From one point to the another point, what will be the cost? Cost is a distance. How many kilometers are there? How many meters are there? Depending upon that, we apply the, so that what is that spanning tree. So we calculated from source point to the very node point what will be the minimum distance. Okay, one source point to the another point, there might be so many possible ways is there. Okay, all the possible ways we can calculate the distance. If distance which is minimum is there, you can fix for that. Okay, like that you can keep on calculating all the distances from the source point to the remaining point. Okay, then making a shortest point wherever the closed loop arises, wherever the closed loop arises, then remove the particular point. Okay, keep on, so that calculating the distances from source point to the remaining points in the network. So compare all the possible ways, which is minimum is there, we can fix for that. What will be the way? Okay, you can fix for a minimum distance. Now wherever the looping is created, now remove the looping, the particular trunk. Now which gives it is a spanning tree of the, so the particular network what you are going to use, it is a spanning tree. We'll see here all the nodes are get connected, but there is no looping. So we'll see all nodes are get connected. Okay, there is no looping at all. So by this we can avoid the what is the looping problem get created. So some of the ports we are going to block it here. So then only we are going to make it the minimum spanning tree. We'll see in a B3 bridge, port number 2 and 3 is going to block the. Okay, in a bridge number 5, so port number 1 is get blocked. So now you can forward your messages. There is no looping is a problem. Okay, there is a straight line, a way is created to reach the destination. Which one you are going to looking to intended. That's the way we giving a solution for a looping problem. What is going to create it in the bridges? That spanning tree algorithm, spanning tree of the network is the solution for the what is the looping problem in the bridges. So it is routers connecting independently LANs and WANs. Okay, so either WANs or LANs are interconnected through the router. Router is a connection point where all the networks are interconnected, either maybe LAN or WAN, whatever it is. By using a router, we are going to connect it to form an internet. So now come to the backbone networks. Backbone networks allow several LANs to be connected. In a backbone network, no station is directly connected to the backbone. So the stations are part of the LAN and the backbone connects the LANs. Okay, so the hierarchy is matter here. Okay, initially we are going to start to do communication inside the building. Okay, university we can consider. Okay, the university, technical university, for example, UT itself, you can consider having so many colleges. Okay, first I'm going to, so from the root level, first my subject is CCN. For sharing of CCN contents, I'm going to form a network with the students. All students' mobile phones or laptops are making a connection for the purposes. That's a local area network we formed. Okay, so I want to make an sharing an information of a whole department. All subjects are interconnected. Means like a CCN, every subjects are making their own network. Means all subjects are connected to form a department. Department is an hierarchical network now. All departments are connected to the institutions. The institutions are connected to the university. Now computers not directly connected to the university. Computers are connected to the department, the departments are connected to the institutions, institutions are connected to the university. This is hierarchical. So that just after the computer, the network is formed, that we are going to call as a backbone network. So that backbone, the networks are connected either in the form of a bus backbone, either in the connected in the star backbone, either in the connecting to the remote LANs. So then in this way we are going to connect it. What will be the, so the topology either maybe what we are going to discuss while connecting the computers as same way. After interconnecting your computer, how it will be either looking like a bus format, then it's a bus topology, either looking like a star. It's a star topology, it is looking like a ring topology, it's looking like a mesh topology. Okay, so we'll see now. In the bus backbone, the topology of the bus backbone is a bus kind of. Okay, bus topology we know that there is a cable bit on there, we are going to get the connection. Such a topology we are going to call as a bus topology. The star it's a bus topology actually. Networks are connected to form a bus kind. Then it's a backbone bus topology. So in a star backbone, the topology of the backbone is a star, means there is a central point. All networks are connected to the central point. So if you see the top view of the particular so networks are interconnected, looking like a star. Well managed, it will be distributed. So now it is a star topology. There is a central point. All networks are connected to the common points, then forming a star backbone topology. So it is the how remote LANs are connected. For example, especially in an IT sector, one branch in Bangalore, another branch in Mangalore. They are working for a same project. We want to be interconnected. How can we interconnected? They're going to lease the line. Okay, separate line, not connected through the common line. So we are going to create a point-to-point link between a Bangalore office and Mangalore office, either using a microwave links or maybe some other point-to-point links we use to interconnect it. Now all company branches are connected. Especially it is well so in an banking sector. All branches of an SBI interconnected. So they don't need of an internet. Say intra-network, usually called as a forming an intra-network. All branches are interconnected to form in their own network. So then point-to-point links used to connect, also called as a remote bridges. Or using a point-to-point links, we are going to forming a network, using a bridges. Those bridges we are going to call as a remote bridges. The point-to-point link acts as a LAN in a remote backbone connected by the remote bridges. Okay. Next we'll see how virtual local area networks is a very important and so that innovative thing. It is especially in the IT sector only. Okay, IT sector will say that TCS, for example, you can consider Bangalore itself. So many offices is there. Otherwise, in a single building, so many floors it will ask that. So suppose the engineers has to be work for some particular projects. So we are going to so that collect the particular engineers in the different branches also. There may be well in different technologies. They ought to be work there itself. So forming a LAN through the network, they have shared their visions or ideas through the particular LAN. We are going to form a virtual LAN. That's not a physical LAN. That we are going to call as a virtual LAN here. We can roughly define virtual local area network is a local area network configured by software. Logically, we are going to configure the devices, not by the physical wiring. Okay, so it is indicating like that in the same city, for example, in the Bangalore itself, different regions, their offices is there. They're having their own LANs in the different offices. They want to be interconnected. They want to be interconnected. They may be working for the same project. They are all interconnected. So the group making as a virtual LAN. So here we can consider as a multi-floor building or maybe something like that, multiple branches. Okay, some of the computers in one branch, some of the computers in another branch, some of the computers in some other branches are connected to form a virtual LAN. Okay, here like floor wise they are connected. Next we'll see different peoples in the different branches. We'll see now. So LAN 1 forming by connecting the different computers in the different branches. They are going to virtual LANs after by giving like a login ID and credentials like the password. They are going to log in where they are itself. It's a well example like that, work from home like that. How can we work for a project, a company project? They are giving an user ID and password depending upon they are forming a network. So and particular local area network, the working for a project, a group of people where they are in a different branches selected, giving an IDs. They are using those IDs for forming a virtual LAN to work for a project. So VLAN create a broadcast domains. So it's what related to that connecting LANs.